visiting a famous landmark. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 25th episode of our English learning series. In almost every country and in every big city, there is a special place that everyone knows. It might be a very old building, a tall tower, or a famous statue. We call these special places famous landmarks. We see them in movies, in books, and on postcards. Today, I want to tell you the story of a time I visited one of the most famous landmarks in the entire world. Last year, I took a trip to the beautiful city of Paris in France. And there, I finally saw with my own eyes a landmark I had dreamed of seeing since I was a child, the Eiffel Tower. Before my trip, I had seen the Eiffel Tower in hundreds of pictures. I thought I knew what it looked like. But I can tell you now, seeing a picture is nothing like seeing it in real life. The first time I saw it was not up close. I was walking down a beautiful street in Paris, looking at the shops and cafes. I turned a corner and suddenly, there it was. Between two tall buildings, far away at the end of the street, I saw its famous shape against the blue sky. My heart beat a little faster. Even from far away, it looked magical. I stopped walking for a moment just to look. I could not believe I was finally in the same city as the Eiffel Tower. My family and I started walking towards it. The closer we got, the bigger it became. It was like a giant growing in front of us. We walked through a large, beautiful green park that leads to the tower. People were sitting on the grass, having picnics and taking pictures. Everyone was looking in the same direction at the incredible tower. When we finally stood right at the bottom of it, I had to bend my head all the way back to see the top. It was enormous, so much bigger than I ever imagined. It was made of dark, crisscrossing iron beams. It did not look heavy and solid. Instead, it looked delicate and intricate, like a giant piece of metal lace. There were so many people at the bottom, from all over the world. I could hear many different languages being spoken. Everyone was looking up with the same look of wonder on their faces. Of course, we wanted to go to the top. We had to wait in a queue or a line to buy our tickets. The line was long, but we did not mind. We were too excited. We had a choice. We could take the stairs or we could take the elevator, which in British English is called a lift. There are over 1,600 stairs to the top, so we chose the elevator. The elevator was special. It was not like a normal elevator in a building. It was made of glass, and it climbed up the outside of one of the tower's giant legs. As we went up, we could see the city spreading out below us. The people in the park started to look like tiny ants. The elevator stopped at the first level. We got out and walked around the observation deck. The view was already amazing. We could see the park below us and the river Seine flowing peacefully through the city. We could see the boats on the river, looking like little toys. After a few minutes, we took a second elevator to the second level. We were even higher now. From here, the view was even better. We could see many of Paris's other famous landmarks. Our guide pointed them out. We saw the Arc de Triomphe at the end of a long, famous street and the beautiful white church of Sacré-Cœur on a hill in the distance. The city looked like a beautiful detailed map. Finally, we took one more elevator to the very top, the summit. When the doors opened, a cool, strong wind greeted us. We were so high up. It felt like we were on top of the world. The view from the top was the most breathtaking view I have ever seen in my life. The whole city of Paris was laid out before us. The cars were tiny dots of light moving on the streets. The long, winding river sparkled in the sun. We could see for miles and miles in every direction. It was quiet and beautiful. While we were at the top, I read a little bit about the tower's history. The Eiffel Tower was designed and built by an engineer named Gustave Eiffel. It was built as the entrance to the 1889 World's Fair, which was a huge international exhibition. It took 2 years to build. I learned something very surprising. When it was first built, many people in Paris hated it. They thought it was an ugly metal monster and that it ruined their beautiful city. Now, it is hard to imagine Paris without it. It is the most beloved symbol of the city and of France. We came down from the tower as the sun was beginning to set. The sky was turning beautiful colors of pink, orange, and purple. But our adventure was not over. We found a spot on the grass in the park, and we waited. We were waiting for the night to come, because at night, the Eiffel Tower does something magical. As soon as it was dark, it happened. Suddenly, thousands of golden lights all over the tower turned on at the same time. The dark iron structure disappeared, and it became a tower of pure, warm light. It was beautiful. But that was not the best part. At the beginning of every hour, for 5 minutes, the tower does something extra special. As we were watching, the golden lights began to sparkle. 20,000 tiny white lights started to flash all over the tower like sparkling diamonds. The whole crowd of people gasped with delight. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. The tower was twinkling and shimmering against the dark night sky. It was like a dream. We stayed and watched the sparkling lights for a long time. When it was finally time to leave, I kept looking back over my shoulder to see it one last time. Seeing a famous landmark in person is so different from seeing it in a picture. When you are there, you can feel its size, its history, and its special energy. My visit to the Eiffel Tower was more than just seeing a tall structure. It was a day filled with beauty, history, and a little bit of magic. It was a day I will never, ever forget.